Oh, Jaret. Okay, so I still can't log in with into my Fusion helper. So for now, I'm gonna just do everything that I can here and take you through it. So we have the two campaigns: the marketing, the fulfillment for the fast track tenant system. I think I'll just the first thing I need to do is add this product. I'll just call it fast track. Is it one or two? Call it fast track. Okay. And then I believe the price is $97. Okay, only $97 for everything. So $97 for the product. And I'm going to add a category here for this one because I don't think it's like anything else. For some reason it lost my price, so I think that's everything for the product, and there shouldn't be anything else that we need here, so that should be it. For the first step, I don't know if there's a previous step for this funnel. I guess there's going to have to be for you to be using a first step, having two steps. So I'll just assume it's okay. Let's take email, just in case you have first name on there. You probably don't. I think you usually don't. I'll put first name, but I'll make it not required, because if it's required, then it'll have issues every time you that starts going. Every time somebody fills out the form and they don't put a first name, if the field's not there, then it would get problems every time it would fill. So typically this API, what I would do right now is go into my Fusion helper and add the API call in. I'd create the order through a helper here, but I can't do any of that until I get the login access. So I'll just let's act as if you have it. That's LSM marketing, that was the old one. Okay. I guess we can just go ahead and name it fast track. That's what we will name this one. So when the fast track, so we can start, it's like maybe, I don't know if you're maybe in there. Okay, so I think the point here is, let me step back. What we're doing here is if this API call can be made from anywhere. So I think you copied the LSM marketing campaign, which may not be the best one for this situation, but it's fine. What this is allowing you to do is from any place where we have where you want to start this campaign, they can come in here. So if at the end of one campaign we want to put them into this campaign, then this is what this would be for. So maybe they go through the book campaign and they don't purchase anything, then maybe you send them here, something like that. Or maybe after they purchase, you send them here. So either way, that could be triggered from that campaign. And then from here, it would check to see have they already purchased this, because maybe someone purchased this first and they'd already purchased something else. They'd already purchased, maybe they'd already purchased this and then they purchased the book, and then at the end of the book it sends them back here. You don't want to send it to them again if they've already purchased it. So the idea here is to remove anything that anyone from this campaign that would be getting it twice. So I don't think it'll let me create new tags in the decision diamonds. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's not going to let me create a new tag. So go over here. And so look for, I'll create a funnel for this one, a funnel category. Just make my little list. Funnel, fast track, and then we'll need it's best just to look at all the tags that we have for the other funnels. I put the name in the category as well as in the tag name, because some places don't show you the category, like through integrations like Zapier I don't think shows you the category, and in some other places, and it can be really hard to connect things when there are lots of in marketing sequences or something like that. So I generally like to do that. So this tag would be used if someone comes through and they don't have to go into the marketing funnel and then they actually purchase. So that would be instant purchase without going through the sequence. I'm going to use this for all of these tags. And marketing sequence. Completed sequence, and then cart covered, abandoned cart, completed step 1. So if this was going to be in order, this would definitely be the first thing that's going to happen for everybody. They're going to complete step 1 of the form, where they give their email. If they purchase, it would go into this. If they don't purchase immediately, then it'll go into the marketing sequence, and they'll complete it if they stay in there all the way through. Once they don't get that instant purchase and the hour or whatever goes by and they haven't purchased, then it'll tag them with this abandoned cart. And if they actually go through and buy it through the emails, they'll show abandoned cart recovery. So this all makes it possible for you to do reporting, however, and you can see, okay, how many completed instantly, without the emails, how many are being recovered from the emails, and then anybody that's not being recovered from the emails, you'll see that. So if you were starting like the top of the funnel, you'd see this would be the 100%. Everybody did that. And then you could see how many went through, let me put this one right here, each of these, how many were in each of these 3, because everybody's going to end up in one of these 3 right here. They're either going to be abandoned cart, they're going to be abandoned cart recovered, where they purchased, or they're going to be instant purchase. So these two are purchases and these are not. So you might have 25% who purchase immediately, 25% who come through the emails, and then maybe the other 50% would be just abandoned cart, something like that. So these three should add up to 100% of this. So that's just for tracking and reporting later on, and it should be the same for all these different campaigns. So from here, I'm going to need to create these tags. I'm going to see which funnel. So I'll call this 17. Really didn't need to put this every time. So this is our category name. And these will be our tags, and you can add multiple at once by just putting the commas between each of the tag names. So these are those 6 tags. I spelled purchase wrong. Okay, so from here, completed mark. So I want to make sure that someone hasn't completed this sequence. That's that they haven't already done this. So I'll be looking for something in tag 17. It's not pulling up those new tags I just made because I was already in here. So I think if I go out one step, it'll update. Okay, yeah, now they're back. Now they're loaded and completed marketing sequence. So if they don't have this, then that means they can receive it, and if they haven't actually purchased it, I don't have that tag added yet. I need to go add that tag too. So this would be a product tag. Purchase product, and we'll just call this, I think I write. I'll try to keep the tag names consistent, so I'm going to look and see how I did all the others here. Yeah, I just put the name of the product, so I'm going to put product purchase. This is called Fast Track. Okay, and tag name doesn't contain in the marketing sequence. Okay, so we don't want them in the marketing sequence, we don't want them if they've purchased, and we don't want them if they've already done this sequence. So these are finding new people. Anybody who hasn't purchased it or been through this already, they'll get added here if the tag name contains complete one. Yeah, I don't even think there's probably nothing on this one. Yeah, so this isn't even really I'm just gonna mark this as ready, even though, just so we can see this highlighted. Okay, so the only thing I really want to check for here is if they've already purchased. Everybody doesn't have to go in somewhere, so these guys on the going to the marketing sequence, these guys are going to go in if they fit all of these criteria. If not, then they'll go here, but it's not doing anything, so it doesn't really matter. But you have to use the decision diamond to be able to break up these two and filter out these guys who've already purchased something or have already done this email sequence. So we've got to have the decision diamond, and it's got to have somewhere to go, otherwise the decision diamond for both sides. So we basically have this empty sequence here, but I'll just make sure it has the product purchased down here. So if someone does have the purchased product, they'll go here, but it doesn't really matter. We can even leave this blank really if you wanted to. So this one has everything it needs, and looks like you have a lot of emails here. So this is gonna okay, let me. So this has to be triggered with something. I'm wondering if this was attached. I'm thinking that's how I'm not sure why it wouldn't be that way in the LSM campaign, but sometimes things happen, so let me just check it out and see if it was connected and just got disconnected here or what happened. Yeah, it's connected here, so it should be the same. And this has a little bit more. Yeah, I mean this could go either way. If not purchased, and it goes here. Okay, so it's kind of the same thing. Purchase faster. This is a little bit odd. Yeah, this needs to be going. Either way, that would end this, then they don't get triggered. Yeah, it needs to be set up like this. This kind of has the basics, but where's this triggering? Oh, right here would trigger that second part. See, this HTTP post will trigger this API call right here. So we'd want this to be after the 30 minutes. Honestly, this campaign, the way this thing's working is a little funny to me. I don't think this one's quite like that. Triggers this immediately. And then it's checking. And if they've purchased, then they'll go in here. Yeah, this one's got... Yeah, it doesn't really matter how it's done here because this one has a 4-day wait. Oh, and it's sending these emails immediately. Okay, so that one is a special way because you want to be able to send these emails at the beginning, and then I think if they weren't coming to this LSM step, if they're coming from another place, you didn't want to send those first couple because those were more specific to some action they had just taken, the abandoned cart, when these guys aren't really necessarily abandoned cart. So that's why this would be different. So you couldn't say this to the people who were just triggered by another campaign because they didn't actually view the course. So that's why these guys got this, and the guys down here didn't. They're just here. So they would get those first abandoned cart emails, and then they would get all these emails in here. And at any point where they purchased, they would be taken out of these two sequences. So if they purchased, they'd come out of here, and they wouldn't go into here because they'd already done it. If they went through all of this, and they hadn't purchased yet, we would send them down into the LSM, and they would still stay here until they purchase. So, okay. So for this one, file was not purchased. So we have these abandoned cart emails that are already written. Let me see what you said in here. We only need to make sure everything's triggered. We just need to make sure everything's triggered properly. And then in terms of the marketing emails, we are only doing 3 abandoned cart emails and not doing the other emails just yet, but there's a template in case I want to fix those up. Okay, so we're not going to worry about triggering these or anything like that. So I'll just turn these 2 off. But now you understand for later how to turn those on if you want. Except for this API part. You generate the HTTP post and this API call right here within the same helper. And I believe that helper, what kind is that? I think it's a goal-id helper. I think is the name of it. So if they haven't purchased, this is basically all we're getting here. So these guys will be the same. They completed. Oh, that's not a good one to search with. What is this called? Fast track. Complete step 1. So everybody who comes in through here will complete step 1. We don't need to do this right now, but I'll go ahead and write down here, trigger additional marketing emails if we want. And these are done without any delay because we'll have a delay for however many days plus 1 of these. So if this is day 1, this is day 2, and then this is day 3, then we want to start the next one on day 4, then we could have this beginning wait be day 4. Wait to 4 days like this one is. If we want to. There are several different ways to connect that to do slightly different things. So, or very different things, I guess. So from here, we'll assign it to Jaret so that it uses your signature. And we'll apply a tag. This is going to be the abandoned cart. And I'll use the fast track record. So this is just like that. Name of the product and abandoned cart. Remember this one. So that gets applied. Then fast track 10. This is the email you wrote. Let me make sure everything's okay in here. Fast track owner. Yeah, this is the exact code. What do you call it? Merge code that you would use every time. So there are a couple different options that look similar, so you just got to be sure got the right one. Now there's a 36-hour delay on this, so if you do add more emails in the future, you just want to make sure that. Well, actually, let's see. So this is the LSM. If they don't want that. And then check this last one. Okay, now your name up here is back to Jaret, JG Consulting. I'm pretty sure you just want that to say Jaret Grossman, so I'll go ahead and do that one, and I should have checked the others, and I didn't think about it while I was in there, so I'll go back and look at those other two. Okay, and this one's good. Okay, that link looked a little funny. Check it out. It's just because the dots are right here. Okay. It's all good. Link in the text, link in the button. Okay. So, that's all that needs to be done here. These emails, if they purchase from here, we'll just need to add in the fast track purchase tag. So this is going to be triggered if they purchase, then they'll get this tag. So this is the goal for this sequence. So if they purchase, it's going to push them forward. It'll take them out of their emails and whatever. And then here we're going to see if they were abandoned cart or if they went straight in, I believe. If the contacts tag contains LSM abandoned cart, so we'll just switch that over to 17 fast track abandoned cart. Okay, weird. Same one here. So if the tag does contain fast track abandoned cart, then we'll send them to this side, which says that they've recovered the abandoned cart. And if it doesn't contain that same tag, then we'll say they weren't abandoned cart, which means they purchase instantly. So if there's no abandoned cart, we'll say instant purchase, and yeah, they're not going to have the abandoned cart tag at that point, so there's no need to take anything off here. And then if they did have abandoned cart recovered, let's see. Then we would add that tag here. If we remove the abandoned cart tag, then those things would. So if I did this and I said remove abandoned cart like this, then that's going to equal to 100%, like I was talking about earlier, between these different tags of instant purchase, abandoned cart recovered, and abandoned cart. The way I guess the LSM one was set up, and I may have set up the others, I don't remember. I may have set them up like this, but everyone who abandons cart will continue to have this tag, and if they recover, then they'll get this one. So if you wanted to find out how many abandoned cart and didn't recover, then you just take this minus this. So if there's 150 were recovered, then you'd have 50 that abandoned cart never recovered. So it can be done either way, where these are taken off the 1-2 purchase or not, and it just depends on how you do that. Depends on how you'll do the math for statistics. But I'll just leave it where it removes it for now. I guess I'll take this off, and if you want them to add up to the 100% like that, or if you want to do it the other way, then you can change that accordingly. Okay, so these two are done now, and these are for future, possibly. And here, I don't even think, this isn't actually needed. This is when we were having problems with the purchases going through automatically through My Fusion Helper, so we don't need that anymore. The purchases are going to be made, go back here. We go here to, I think it's fulfill, no, not fulfill. I just new updating. I forget what it's in, so it's this one right here, create orders. I don't know if I have a separate, I don't think I have a separate category for that. I can add one though, I think. No, I don't think I can add one from here. Yeah, you can only click them, but it's a finance one, so that'll work. If you want to look under finance to find it quickly. So these are all the different purchase orders. This is where it creates the order, so everything starts with a purchase tag, and this is going to be added. Well, it depends. This one, I think we're doing everything through Zapier right now. Well, Zapier is triggering part, and then My Fusion Helper is triggering the other part. So these are added through Zapier. So for this one, we'll need to copy something pretty much just like this. So let's copy this down. And we're saying for fast track, and then here we'll say purchase fast track. Okay, so I think so. If we added the purchase, if they only purchase one, if there's a limit of one, then we could just do it like this. If people could buy more than one, it can be a little more work. But for now, I'll just do it like this. So they have the purchase product fast track. Then it's going to trigger this HTTP post, and this is going to create the order. This has to be this link has to be created through My Fusion Helper, so I'll have to have that in order to create the order, and it'll automatically create it for the $97. That's something that's done inside there. So for here, I have this to send order notification, and so these are the order notifications that you receive now in your email. These are done through My Fusion Helper also, but instead of having to create a different notification each time for every new product or anything like that, I just drag a line here, and then it'll send the order notification for that product too. So all that needs to be done is creating this order. I think it's the order it helper in My Fusion Helper for this product, and setting the amount for that product. I can't publish anything here because this isn't ready yet. So just leave that there. And this should be good to go. Try to think if there's anything else. It looks good. I'm going to go ahead and publish this. And this isn't requiring anything from My Fusion Helper to work on this, so there's no issues there. the thing should be good to go. And here, this is where Stripe purchase. That's one way to do it, but we don't need to do that. We can just use the tag, purchase product tag for fast track. And we don't need this one because this is the same thing. I had to have both of those to be sure that things would be triggered right whenever we were having problems with my Fusion Helper. This order form, well, this is basically what this is sending to. So you get name, email, phone number, and so you want to capture all that stuff, name, email, phone number. Those are all on here. So this is where, when this form is completed, it's going to automatically go to Infusionsoft through here, but you have to select this in the API order form, just like you're used to doing that in ClickFunnels. And so I'll say purchased. I like to tag these so it's clear. Purchase fast track. Yeah, again, this is done that way because we had issues, so I had to make sure that everything was working fine. So this is kind of a safeguard to do that. This is the same thing. So really, you can just go straight to here. So just extra things that had to be in there because of integration issues. Notification, if this is going to you, then I can delete it because I already set up the notification on the other end. Yeah, so so that's fine, but you don't need this one. So I'm just going to take out this whole deal here. I don't think you need this because that's going to be on the original campaign, but access fast track 10. So yeah, so this is their login URL. They can come here and if they purchase through ClickFunnels, then it'll automatically add their email in as one who can be approved to create an account. So they'll be good to go from there based on that ClickFunnels purchase. Let's know you like the course owner HTML signature. That all looks good. Jaret Grossman to the email access fast track 10. Looks good. Say that. So this is good to go. That's very simple there. And I think the only thing left to do would be, oh no, you gotta do this too. I'm gonna create a new folder in Zapier. This is gonna be for fast track. Did I create it? No. Fast track. I'll make a new Zap. Oh, actually, I prefer, instead of making a new Zap every time, I prefer to copy one of these older ones. I'll copy this LSM one, and then I'll move it to the fast track folder. Delete this one. Okay, because I've already done all the form work that has to be done here, the whole template, so there's no point in doing that again. All that's going to have to happen is I got to change this from LSM to fast track, So now this is the tag that gets added whenever somebody makes the purchase, and it's automatically going to add in the UTM source and the zip, the billing zip, and all that stuff, contact phone, all these different fields, UTM fields, all that's going to be added into Infusionsoft. Okay, so I'm going to change this so all funnels. Okay, so this is going to be the same for each of those, so that's not the issue. What I need to watch for is in here, only if paid. So this zap is only going to trigger this third step, which is to create and update the contact if they paid. So if they paid and it was a successful payment and this is where the name of the product is very important. I'm just going to say this contains the words fast track. So if you have fast track 10, that's fine, but I think probably even 10 should be separate. This is just in the naming of that product on the back end of ClickFunnels. So where you name your product, that top line has to contain this. And if it's a 10, if you have a 10, that's fine, but just have a space between the 10 and the fast track. It would probably work with them together, but I'm sure it would work with the extra space. So it'd be good to play it safe. So this last one that went through wouldn't work because it was someone who purchased cracking the code. So that's what we would want. If they purchase cracking the code, we don't want to tag them as having purchased the fast track. So this part's already done. Just gonna go back down here and confirm. Okay, finish the step. Make it live. Okay, so then I'm going to rename this. Fast track purchase. Okay, and so that should be it. Here, they complete the form. They get all the emails and the tagging properly. If they do purchase, then they go forward and they're marked as either recovered or never abandoned, which is instant purchase. If they did, then they come here into the fulfillment campaign, and in the fulfillment campaign, they just receive this tag and they go get the email to give them access. This is the form for the ClickFunnels page, and if the payment fails, you still get their information here, but it won't trigger the email to go out that's going to grant them access. It wouldn't work anyways, even if they got it, but that can be very confusing, and it's just not good. So the only thing that's left is to get into my Fusion helper, and you gotta integrate this form here on the back side with this form, this form right here. So I'd integrate that form on this step and make sure the product's name is fast space track space 10, and then after that, just this My Fusion helper to log in, create the order it, make it the $97, and then I would just need to add that code into this finance campaign, wherever it's at. Create orders, and add this code that My Fusion helper will generate. Add that, right here, make this sequence live, and then publish. So that's what needs to happen. Hopefully that's clear. I didn't confuse the mess out of you. Okay, I guess that's it. Thanks.